What's going on, everybody? This is Maximilian, and it's time for some Duels of the Planeswalkers. So, let's jump into this. Now, if I recall, we'd be playing Revenge, and we'd be playing Garruk today. Now, this is going to be a tough matchup. The reason I say that is because we are essentially playing what amounts to a very janky tempo deck. Now, there are good tempo decks. However, this is not one of them. This is like, don't really know what it's supposed to be doing tempo deck. And sometimes it feels like it's a tempo deck, sometimes it feels like it's a control deck. Like, I just don't really know where the people who built this deck were going with it. But basically, we're going to have a rough time, especially with hands like this, and I'm going to have to mulligan. Because Garruk is essentially a mid-range deck. Now, tempo can beat mid-range, but we essentially have to, number one, drop threats faster than he can, and secondly, keep him from putting anything relevant into the game. The counter spell and the Kravakian Mist is nice. I think we can run with this. Now, either way, this is going to be a hard one, so I'm going to try to do my best here. However, I haven't played Duels of the Planeswalkers in quite a while, so hopefully I am not too rusty. Okay. Garruk doesn't really have anything terribly relevant on turn 2, so I would rather save the counterspell for something else and just put something on the board. Even if it's something minor, like a 1 or 2 power flyer, it makes a huge difference when playing a tempo deck because you can start establishing a clock against a mid-range deck, and they suddenly have to start responding to you. Alright, Runeclaw Bear's fine. Don't really care about the Grizzly Bear. Glad to see we're drawing into land, though, because we're definitely going to have to hit the Djinn at some point if we ever hope to win this game. So we'll hit for 1. We'll be taking 2 at the very least, no doubt. But we are definitely going to have to start establishing tempo in this game, because we really, as a blue deck, don't have removal. I'm pretty sure there's like a bounce spell of some kind, but essentially our removal is counter magic. And if we don't have the mana untapped to counter their spells as they cast them, it's going to make it really difficult to actually deal with anything they've got. So, take 2 from the Runeclaw Bear. Let's see what he's got now. Yeah. I'm going to counterspell that. That is a little too big for me to handle at the moment. Be nice to see something other than land off the top, but what can you do? Alright. Let's swing in there for 2. Now, I will be able to Time Walk, so if he taps out, then we could potentially get way ahead in the game here. Although, I may just save that for a later scenario where Time Walking actually does win me the game. Let's see, lead the Stampede. Grr. Well, he's gonna get a bunch of dudes. Oh, man. Well, Repulse is nice. Let's see. Let's attack into him and see what he does. If he blocks, then I'm totally time walking here. Alright. Get in the way. Ooh, really? It's not going to... Well, if I cast Time Warp, I can get him down to... At the very... Well, I can do 2 damage. I don't want to waste a Time Walk on him potentially chump blocking, and I really don't want to Repulse just to get him for extra damage, so I'm going to pass the turn right here. Ideally, I want to save that Time Warp until I can win the game by Time Walking him. So we'll see what happens here. He's probably going to play Oh, he didn't play that guy. Alright. I thought he was going to play the Wolfbriar Elemental. Okay, the Spider is kind of awkward. Just because he can now block the flyer. But now I have mana to cast the Djinn. I think at this point, I play the Djinn and pass. Actually, no, I do want to attack with my 4/5 and see if I can at least draw a block from him. Because he can't kill me from blocking, so it's totally okay. But if I can repulse his Reach dude next turn, I can time walk and swing for 7 in 2 turns. Alright. Nice. Got in the way. So, hopefully he doesn't have another spider. That's irrelevant. Nature's lore, sure. You can have a forest. Okay. Now, I don't have enough mana to cast Time Warp and Repulse in the same turn. So I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do here. If I attack with both of my flyers, he can kill my guy by blocking. And then if I cast Time Walk and Repulse that other guy, I can get him down to 1. Let's see. I'm thinking at this point it's best to, I think it's best to Repulse, get in for 7, and then, see, man, this is tough. This is really tough. Let's see what he does after I attack. We'll attack first and see what happens. Okay. See if he declares any blockers. Okay, let's stop that timer. So he's gonna block my ground guy with his. He's gonna chump there, but he's gonna let the Djinn go through. Let's see. If I cast Repulse, he'll play the guy next turn, but he'll have to spend mana to play Reach or he's dead, which is nice. So I think I'm going to Repulse here. I think that's the right call. Actually, wait, no. I can just win if I time walk next turn. So yeah, actually, I think he's just giving me the game because I'm gonna kill his blocker. He's gonna have a Reach, dude. Oh no, he's going to be able to block if I don't Repulse it. Ah, shoot, so close. I thought I had him. Yeah, I'm thinking Repulse is gonna be the best option here. Repulse, target his Reach guy so that my flyer doesn't die, and then I'm gonna let the damage go through. Now, since my guy was blocked, he's not gonna deal damage. I wanted to see if Garruk might potentially make the mistake there and just let me win. We'll play an Illusion to beef up my flyer so his Reach guy can't kill it, then pass. Now I believe that if I Time Walk, I should be able to win the game. I don't think he can deal with what I have on board for 2 turns in a row, unheated. Obviously he has to play his Reach, dude, otherwise he loses, so that taps him down 4 mana. And I don't really care about Storyteller, because if I Time Warp, I'm just going to win anyway. Okay. Now let's see here. One of his guys has Reach. And that guy does not have Reach. So, I have 6 mana. Perfect. That's just enough. So I can play the bear first, make my flyer a 4/4, and then I can attack with both my flyers, and his Reach dude will die. Okay. Swing with the team. Force him to block here. I've got Time Warp in hand, and he's tapped out. Like, this game's over. I don't think there's any way he can possibly win this. He's just gonna give it to me right here. Okay. That's fine by me. I don't even have to Time Warp now. Nice! Nice! That turned out to be actually a really effective game against him, because Garruk can pack a lot of stuff, and he has cards that we literally have no answers for in a mono blue deck. Like, if he drops Thrun the Last Troll, that's basically game over. So really glad we didn't see that. I didn't even have to Time Warp either to win the game, so that worked out quite nicely. Alright. Finally got over that hump. Hopefully the matches won't be nearly as difficult down the stretch, but I've played that matchup at least 5 or 6 times already, and it's just been really difficult to actually beat him. Alright, Concentrate. That's a bit more of a strict control deck card, but there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to actually change ourselves into a true control deck at some point, because we're getting to the point where we can actually just throw that card in there. Okay, now why can't I select Cura Atua? What is this thing doing? There we go. Okay. So yeah, Cura Atua is our next Planeswalker in the Revenge campaign. But that will have to wait. Until then, this is Maximilian. See you later.